What's good, YouTube? This your man Spill Dog. You know what? I like that. Now I do like Devin Haney versus Richard Hitchins. That's an excellent fight. I like that fight a lot. I hope Devin and Bill will consider taking that fight. If I'm thinking, and if Hitchens is a free agent like he said, that was a good way to put it out there too. But if he a free agent like he said, and he go over there with Turkey will make the fight because the Ryan Garcia fight off the table. Teofimo Lopez don't want to fight. This is perfect, and that'll be a perfect fight for Devin and Richard Hitchens. I don't think either one of them want to get hit real hard. Hitchens, I don't trust his chin, and I ain't gonna, I think Devin chin is probably better than his mind think it is. He got caught with three big left hooks, and from a bigger man that night, because like I said, I like Ryan, but the truth, he was overweight at the weigh-in, so he was hella big when they got in the ring that night, and he was catching them with that left hook. Simple as that, that came from being Bill and Devin being overconfident and just thinking that because Ryan was acting crazy all through the promotion, let him get in their head, and they thought he wasn't prepared, but he actually was taking it serious, and he was in probably the best shape I ever seen him in. And he caught him with three of them big. One of them was a right hand that he caught him with, but he caught him with a lot of big left hooks in that fight. And I think that fight he just had with Ramirez. Yeah, I think like Tim Bradley said, I don't think he ruined. I think he was a little gunshot at first fight, and most fighters are like that. That once they get knocked out, that very first fight back, it take a minute. I remember when it happened to Roy Jones. I remember when it happened to Evander Holyfield. I remember when it happened to Mike Tyson. I remember when it happened to a lot of good fighters, Sugar Ray Leonard, when they had that first loss. Sometimes they gotta mentally, work themselves. Diego Corrales, after he lost to Floyd Mayweather, it took Diego Corrales maybe 2 fights or so to get his confidence completely back. He was confident that he could punch and different things, but you could see where he was a little bit too defensive. It's a little different when you coming back from he didn't get knocked out, but he just got knocked down, and he got knocked down bad 3 times. I think he definitely didn't want to come out his very first fight coming back out there and walking another crazy and get a risk getting knocked down or anything like that. I think had something like that happen in that first fight coming back, he might have panicked. I think he'll be more settled. And if you fight a guy like Richard Hitchens, he ain't really got to worry about a lot of power. I mean, Richard Hitchens, he throw nice shots, but he ain't no killer. He not gonna come after you like that, because he could have got that dude out in the 5th round. I think it was the 5th round. He had him in trouble. So Cambosis, Hitchens completely dominated him. I think him and Devin I think Devin's speed would be the difference in that fight, though. I think that's a good fight. If Devin really, if his head is clear and he, gun shy, I think he would. I ain't gonna say he would dominate the Hitchens, but I think he would win kind of. I ain't gonna say easy. Only reason why, I'm not. It's ain't no disrespect. Hitchens look good tonight. Just go watch when Devin fought Lomachenko and different people. Devin fast as he real fast, and he got a 74-inch reach, so they got the same reach. I think Hitchens may be an inch taller or whatever, but I think Devin is clearly the faster fighter, and Hitchens, he as the fight went on, he started to throw a few more different punches, but he kind of fall in love with that jab, straight right, jab up and down. Don't get me wrong, they good punches and good scoring punches, but at times you gotta you gotta mix some more stuff up with it. And Devin gonna be bringing up more uppercuts and hooks and different things. Early in the fight, now Hitchens did start doing that late. We start landed uppercuts and different things of that nature, but it took him a while to get to that point. And I just felt like it was a lot of spots in there. As a matter of fact, I ain't gonna go there because he had a great night. He did his thing, but I think him and Devin is the right fight for both fighters. I think even if they could even go up to a catch weight because I think they both. I think Richard Hitchins is about a fight or two away from needing to go up to 147 because you can look at him and tell uh, the way he looked today and compared to how he looked at the weigh-in, he's probably killing himself to make 140. So I think he might make one or two big fights at 140 if he can get them. And then I can see him doing the same thing Devin finna do, the same thing Tiafimo talking about doing the same thing. I think what's the boy named Antoine Russell? I don't think he's gonna be at 140 much longer. I think most of them guys gonna be going up there trying to fight Brian Norman and because Boot's finna go to 154, so it's the welterweight division finna be somewhat wide open. I don't know if Boots and Norman gonna fight before, but I think if I'm not mistaken, I think Boozy said their next fight gonna be at 154, so Boots might be ready to go ahead and go up to 154 and show people that he really is what everybody say. And if that happen and he vacate, well shit, dude's gonna want to go up there and try to get that belt. That belt gonna be up there in a Mario Barrios will, and if he lose to Pacquiao, everybody gonna want to try to run up there and get a Manny Pacquiao fight. That's a legendary name to be on your resume. Regardless to what some may think about it with the age or whatever, that's still Manny Pacquiao. So, like I said, at 140, there's a lot of good fights there. But me, I like Devin. I like Devin against Richard. Well, I take that back. I would just like to watch that fight because I don't know if Devin is back to who he was. And Richard Hitchens looked really, really good tonight. He looked real strong, looked real solid. He looked completely different than the way he looked against Lemos. And with Devin not having any power either, he may have that same confidence when he come in the ring against Devin Haney. I think for both reasons, but at the same time, I think Devin Haney will be a little less gun shy about getting hit with a big shot from Hitchens, because one thing I noticed in the fight, Hitchens don't like to plant his feet and throw a lot of he gonna throw some nice crispy shots, but he won't sit there long and commit and put three of them together, because when you're in a big puncher, then you gotta put them in combinations, and he wanna do that 1-2, 1-2. That's his thing right there. 1-2, 1-2, 3. Double jab right hand. He love that 1-2, and that's damn near all he needed against Cambosos. But if he was to get in the ring with Devin, I think because I looked at Devin, and he looked in some ways sharper. He looked gun shy. He was running his ass off. That's a fact, but. He had a big fight on the table. I ain't trying to make no excuses for him because, I like Haney, but I know Haney fan like that. Like I always say, I'm not crazy about the style, but that don't mean he ain't the truth. Haney a bad motherfucker, and he is hard to beat. He kind of similar. He not a fighter like Floyd, but a fighter got to look at him in a way that they looked at Floyd, whereas you got to try to force him out of his game, which is the boxing move, because he pretty damn good doing that. He hard, because he hard to catch up with, and he real fast, and he got long arms, so, and he ain't scared to go in there and run off 3 or 4 or 5 of them and take off around that ring for the rest of the round, shit like that, like Oscar De La Hoya did Felix Trinidad. So, it's hey man, that's a good fight right there. I would like to see Richard Hitchens and Devin Haney. I don't know, like Bill and Devin looking for big money, so I don't know what type of money his name, Richard Hitchens' name bring. But if he get with Turkey, the money will be there. So, I heard him say something about he about to be a free agent soon. I don't know if he was sending a message to whoever his promoter is or not, but Turkey is out there, and if that was a damn good performance to put on, to audition for Turkey and see if you can get some of that big Saudi Arabia money. Shit, why not? So, and if you go over there with Turkey, we will get that fight. Because if Turkey called Bill and say we got the fight, Bill gonna do it because he gonna know Turkey gonna pay what he want him to pay. And hey, it is what it is. You can't be mad at him for that, but Turkey will meet the numbers that Bill wants. So if you go over there with Turkey, that's how you get the fight. But that's it for me on this video. If you like the video, like and subscribe. Till next time, it's your boy Spiel Dog. I'm out.